Hey guys, welcome to this special edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Smackdown Ring Report. Coming up here on the Smackdown Ring Report, man, coming up, tensions still arise as Jimmy Uso comes out, calling out Roman Reigns. He still, I guess Jimmy still doesn't get it. Jimmy does not, Jimmy just want to show that he's the better person than Roman Reigns ever was. And with this family feud between him and Roman, where he's going to stand going forward into Hell in a Cell, could Roman Reigns make amends, or could Jimmy still be having his own little issue with Roman and being the head of the table? Also, too, Roman Reigns think he got far from more trouble as Rey Mysterio comes out there asking Roman for an apology for attacking his son Dominic. Roman Reigns did that vicious attack last week on SmackDown, leaving Dominic out by choking him out in the rear side, and he did a vicious move, powerbombing Dominic. Will Ray get his apology, or does Ray have to beat it out of Roman to get one? All this and more. It's a pro wrestling show. Start presents the SmackDown Ring Report, and it starts right after this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this special edition of the Pro Wrestling Show, the SmackDown Ring Report. I'm your host, as always, KJDX here, joining the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling Here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit the subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. Well, we're coming out the heels of SmackDown in AEW Dynamite. So we're going to have both SmackDown and AEW Dynamite ring reports as well as hot topics. So let's get started with the SmackDown ring report. Right, tonight on SmackDown, SmackDown kicked off with a bang. I mean, with a bang, as Jimmy Uso came out there and tried to stake his claim, tried to state what he thought was right. Jimmy came out there saying that Roman is called himself the head of the table and says Roman ain't no head, no table. Roman just for show and play. Well, Roman Reigns and Jimmy are coming off from a rough start as Jimmy still thinks Roman is thinking that he's the boss. He thinks he dictates the head of the family and the head of the table. Well, we know that Roman and Jimmy have like tension going on, animosity between them, and also too the Mysterio family, how they play a part in this is a little bit wild beyond. After Roman did that vicious attack last week on SmackDown, Roman attacked um, Ray and Dominic, leaving both tag team champions out laying. But the bigger story is the divide. What does Jay Uso side with? Do he side with his brother Jimmy, or does he side with his boss, tribal chief Roman Reigns? That's the question. So we'll get to that later on the show on what had happened with that. Also, too, uh, a huge tag team match, as you see right here. Sami Zayn teamed up with the Intercontinental Champion Apollo Crews to take on and um, Big E and Kevin Owens. Well, we know Big E was supposed to be in line in the program against Aleister Black. Well, we all know what had happened with that, and we ain't got to get to that. But they tried to not even think about Aleister Black or not even bring Aleister Black into the fray. You see right here, um, Apollo Crews stumping away at Jimmy, stumping away at Big E with the help of Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens came in trying to help alleviate the situation, make his attack on Apollo Crews. You see right here, Kevin Owens doing a sit-up powerbomb on Apollo Crews, sit him down. Well, Sami Zayn tried to help save Apollo Crews from being defeated, by the help of his former best friend Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn did his own little power bomb. Though, as you see General Hasid, General Azid watching on. But Kevin Owens delivered a stunner in a 1-2-3 and got the win. Well, that didn't end there. As the Intercontinental Champion, Apollo Crews said that he wants Commander Z to be in a match against both Kevin Owens and Big E. So next week on SmackDown, you'll see Commander Z. You see right here, then that Nigerian nail using it against Sami Zayn. With Sami Zayn didn't see coming, and Sami Zayn thinking it's a conspiracy, thinking that Apollo Crews, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn are all against him, and saying that Apollo Crews doesn't want him to be Intercontinental Champion. That ain't the case. Apollo Crews sent Commander Z to use the Nigerian nail to spike him, and he spiked him indeed. So next week on SmackDown, you'll see Commander Z take on Kevin Owens and and Big E in a handicap match next week on SmackDown. Also, too, on SmackDown, the lovely Liv Morgan was in action in a rematch that she had one-on-one against who Carmella calls herself in the WWE the most beautiful woman in WWE. And see right here, Carmella with a super kick, one of her kick thresholds. And this is picks from last week as well, when Carmella and Liv went against each other in a series of matches. Carmella, in my opinion, she could be one of the most beautiful women in WWE. Well, Carmella used the code of silence from last week. Well, she did get out top from that this week when she went against Liv. Carmella right here mounting on Liv and the stuff, trying to pound her and stuff, trying to even take Liv to the outside, trying to do. But Liv Morgan won her match over Carmella. So Liv Morgan got the win, but Carmella still trying to continue this little thing going on that she wanted the ring announcer to announce that she's one of the most beautiful women on WWE, which she is. She is one of the most beautiful women. Well, Carmella got to understand, realize, but if you put Carmella and Eva Marie together, maybe that might work out. Who knows? But stuff. But Carmella still trying to use that narcissistic gimmick to call herself the most beautiful woman in WWE. Also, too, was Bayley's talk show, Ding Dong Hello. The former SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley welcomed former Universal Champion Seth Rollins, and they had a laughing spree, laughing at the expense of Cesaro and Bianca Belair when Bayley was trying to when Seth Rollins was showing Bayley what she did to Bianca Belair. As you recall, Bianca Belair and Bayley set to meet at Hell in a Cell for the SmackDown Women's title. And you know that last week Bianca Belair got caught off hand when Bayley started doing all that video montage of her laughing at the SmackDown Women's Champion. Well, things didn't seem too funny too soon for the duo Bayley and Seth Rollins when they both was laughing and stuff. Well, the door rung and no other was Cesaro. Cesaro came out there and stripped and ripped Seth Rollins' outrageous clothes. Thank God. Seth Rollins he need to just come back to his old style, still wearing outrageous two-piece suits. I just don't get that. Well, Cesaro came back and sent Seth Rollins through the door. Bayley got upset. Bayley's talk show got destroyed, and Bianca Belair, the SmackDown Women's Champion, came out there laughing at Bayley. So, like I said, we don't know what's going to happen between Bianca Belair and Bayley, what the ramification is going to be, what type of match they're going to have, but we just have to keep posted and see how they're all going to play out between them two women for the SmackDown Women's title. Also, too, Otis, you see right here, Otis destroyed Montez Ford. Well, we tell you why. Otis Montez Ford was in action against Chad Gable. It was originally supposed to be a tag team match for the Street Profits take on the Alpha Academy. Well, Chad Gable backed out and said Otis, he wants one of the Street Profits. Well, one of the Street Profits did oblige and said, okay, it's gonna be one of us. And Chad Gable said, I want Montez Ford. And that's what it came to be. Montez Ford was in action. You see Chad Gable trying to do ground and pound. Montez Ford doing that homage to the late great Eddie Guerrero, as you see right here. And then out of nowhere, Otis came out of nowhere and did the smashing ruckus claw and smashed Montez Ford to the mat. Otis causing Montez Ford to have an injury, an unspecific injury, has to do something with his stomach or his arm. But Otis clean shaven now and doesn't have that beard no more. Now Otis doing damage. If you say something about Chad Gable, Otis gets mad and crazy. So it's far from over between the Street Profits, but Otis done enough damage on the Street Profits. But it's gonna be a payoff down the road for the Street Profits. I guess they never been in the tag team title picture ever since they lost it to Rude and Ziggler. And now it's sort of like, you know how they go. You know, you come up and you come down, and you know how they go. Speaking of that, coming up and down, King Corbin looking to sell the score with Shinsuke Nakamura. Again, another repeat match from last week for the Battle of the Crown. It just gets so old. I guess WWE with these old repetitive storylines. You know, remember last week when Shinsuke Nakamura went against King Corbin, and you see right here, Shinsuke doing the kick, and then King Corbin did in the mountain. This from last week. But they made fun of King Corbin again. Well, this time King Corbin got made fun of once again. It's like every week that they have the same matches. But see right here, King Corbin tried to go after Shinsuke's hype man, Rick Bolger. Rick Bolger turns it around and tosses King Corbin into the announce table until King Corbin tries to get the upper hand and does the inner days. And Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Bolger doing it again. So, you know how they go. Man, King Corbin can't never get a break. There was another picture too when Otis attacked Montez Ford and laid him out. So, a lot going on with that. A lot of these feuds reusing. It's like rivalries renewed over again and stuff like that. But what can you do? What can you do when it boils down to it? Also, Rey Mysterio looking for revenge, looking for answers, looking to get payback on Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion. Roman Reigns had enough on his plate after being called out by his cousin. Being called out by his cousin. What's his cousin? Jimmy Uso. And Ray was like, Ray said, I want some. This Jimmy calling him out earlier tonight. Ray said, I want some answers. I want it now. I want Roman Reigns to come out there, Rey Mysterio, looking to get revenge, looking to get payback on the head of the table. No farther than there was the head of the table. Roman Reigns wanted to acknowledge him. And Ray just went and rambled, saying that he's gutless, he's spineless. He's going to acknowledge him for being stupid, gutless, every name of the books, a coward, attacking his son, you name it. But Ray brought a kendo stick out there, and Ray issued a challenge, wanting to face Roman at Hell in a Cell in a Hell in a Cell match for the Universal title. So Rey Mysterio looking to become a world champion again on Smackdown, going against Roman Reigns. This could be official, and this could be a preview of what we see at Hell in a Cell. Roman Reigns getting hit with the kendo stick multiple times. Roman, Rey Mysterio finding his vices. This reminds me of when Ray went against Brock Lesnar. You remember that time Ray went against Brock Lesnar? And Brock kept on picking on Dominic and kept beating down Dominic. And Cain Venegas and Ray had to step up. Ray stepping up now, showing that he's not going to be bullied or picked around by any man. He did it to Roman Reigns, knocking Roman down. Roman Reigns picked himself up and tried to take matters to his own hand, tried to get the upper hand on Rey Mysterio. Mysterio kind of, trying to get himself back together, his composure. Roman thought he was going to get back onto his feet and do the his signature groin until Dominic came with a kendo stick and hit Roman with it in the chest. Roman Reigns didn't see that coming, hitting Dominic, hit Roman again, and insult to injury right here. Roman Reigns delivered a power bomb and dropped Dominic down to the mat. I mean, ooh, God. It was vicious. Vicious by the Universal Champion. You see right here, Roman Reigns dropping Dominic down on the mat. They had padding stuff, but I mean Dominic, it's a hard bump, but he's gonna be sore in the morning. But at the same token, Ray trying to check on his son, but Roman Reigns continued his viciousness, his savageness, and tries to be a savage towards Dominic. So SmackDown was good, but the King Corbin, Shinsuke Nakamura, what they going with that? I mean, the crown. I mean, every time they wrestle, they doing the same gimmick with the crown. It's getting old. It's like, come on now, let's find something new and different. So they need to work on that. Well, that ends the SmackDown Ring Report. All right, let's move over to the AEW Ring Report. All right, on the AEW Ring Report, we pull this up right quick. Do we have the AEW Ring Report? No, thought we did. Well, that's AEW. Don't matter this week. Well, yeah, we'll do AEW another day, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we'll do the AEW for another video. All right. So thank you all for watching this edition of SmackDown Ring Report. Got through SmackDown. We talked about what's going on with SmackDown. So for me being KJ saying so long, and we'll see you next week for another edition. And then tune in this week when we do the In Your House predicted outcome for In Your House takeover. So look for that coming soon. Me being KJ saying so long, we'll see you. Do the AEW Ring Report. See you later.